Hello everyone, it's Ali and welcome to today's video. So today guys, I thought we would make a flip-flop journal. I've made one just to have a practice with. It's a really easy method. There's hundreds of tutorials on YouTube how to make a flip-flop journal. A lot of them are made from envelopes, but I came across a channel called Chasing Paper, and the lady made them out of 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper, and I thought what a fantastic idea. So I had a go and I made one, so I thought I'd share it with you. So I've just got some twine for my closure here, she says, if I can get in it. Yeah, a lot of them are made out of envelopes, which is really nice. I do like working with envelopes, but I thought I'm just going to have a go with scrapbooking paper first. I've got lots of 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper. Come on Alison, what have you done here? Right, so yeah, I've just wrapped it round. I've got a little key charm, it just comes off. Okay, so that's the front. I've just put a Tim Holtz quote chip on there. Always listen to your heart, it will show you the way. And then I've got a little pocket there with a journal card in. Okay, so this is the first page. I've just stuffed it with all sorts of ephemera and then just a bit of collage on the pocket. And then here on the side is a big pocket. I haven't put anything in there, I've just left it empty for whoever gets it to put what they want in there. So that's the first page. Okay, and we flip over, and on the back we've got another big pocket. Again, I've just stuffed it with all sorts of ephemera. And then we've got the first little insert, journal insert. I've just used ivory paper. Just thought it would look nice. You could put digitals in, you could put any papers you wanted to as your little journals. I've just stitched it with some wax linen threads. That's my first little journal. And then we've got another pocket, two pockets here. Again, just stuffed with ephemera, and we turn over. I've done a bit of collage on that page and just a little bit of a writing spot. And then I've got the second journal insert there, and then on the back of that page I've just made a big pocket with a big journal card. Okay, and then we flip over, that's the back of there, and then we open it and it opens that way. So we've got a big side pocket, lots of ephemera in there, and then I've got just a little pocket that I've put some little pieces of ephemera in. And then we've got another journal insert. Again, I've just put 8 pages in. I just thought it was enough, just a nice you know, a nice size. But like I said, you could put sheet music, you could put digitals in, you could put anything you want to in there. And then I've got another pocket with just some bits and pieces in. Flips over, another big pocket with some bigger tags in, and then I've got another insert. I've put 4 in here. There is room for 5, but I just put 4 in. And then on the back page I've just got an envelope with a faux invoice in there, and then I think I just had that pinned. I can't remember where I had that. Did I have it pinned on the side? Can't remember what I did with that. I'll find out anyway. And then we flip it and we're back on the front. So it's just a concertina flip journal. Really enjoyed putting it together, so I thought we'd make one. Don't know whether we'll get it all done in one video. It'll probably be 2 videos. So what you need is 3 sheets of 12 by 12 papers. I'm going to go for like a vintagey look this time. I'm going to have, what you want to do is get an envelope, or you don't need an envelope, you can decide yourself how tall and how wide you want it. I've got this envelope here and I'm just going to use it just for height. My envelope measures just over 8.5. I'm going to cut my papers down to 9, so it's a little bit taller. So I'm just going to get my trimmer. I'm going to do them one by one and then I don't make a mess of them. So yeah, I'm going to cut mine down to 9 inches high. leave the width to 12, so you want it 9 by 12 if you want to do the same size as me. Keep these bits. I mean, you could do more than 3 pages if you want to, but I think that's just a nice size. I will have a go at one with envelopes, but I just thought this was a great way of using scrapbooking paper as well. Okay, so they're cut down to 9 by 12 inches. Right, I'm going to decide which one I want first. I think I'm going to put that on the front. So what you want to do now is glue your paper. I'm going to put a little bit of glue just along here. About an inch, okay. Let's just get rid of that glue off the bottom. And then what you want to do, I'm just trying to fit it all on the camera and you can see, is glue it onto that page. I've done about an inch. Try and line it up neatly, okay. And then you're going to do the same with this one. I'm going to put the glue on here this time, so about an inch, 3/4 of an inch. And again, you're going to, I'm using the squares on my grid mat to try and line it up straight. Okay. So you've got your 3 pieces of 9 by 12 glued together. Now I want this as my front cover, I think. Do I, or do I want that one? No, I'm gonna leave that one. I'm gonna have this as my front cover. So what I'm gonna do now is, you can use your scoreboard if you want to. You could mark where you want to score. But what I can't remember the lady's name. The video that I watched from Chasing Paper, she just used the envelope to get as a guide where she was going to, and she just turned over and try and make sure obviously they're level top and bottom. This is probably the most important bit, and then just burnish, okay. And then you're going to turn this one under. So it's just going, you're going to just make a concertina now. So I'm just going to turn it round while I do it. It'll be easier to do it this way, I think. So again, I'm just going to fold it down flat. I'm trying to get it as neat as possible. Okay, and again, I found this the hardest bit. Okay, so we've gone under, over. Now we're going to go over this way again. You just concertina folding it under and over. I think it might be easier, if I'm honest, to use your scoreboard and score it. Maybe I will do that next time. Under. And the last one over. You can carry on if you want. You can do the next piece. I cut it off after this. I just had, I think it was 5 folds. Okay, so then we've got, let's cut it off first. Let's just mark where I need to cut off. Just get a pencil. Like I said, you could fold this one back as well if you wanted to, but I'm just going to cut it here. So I'm just going to cut about there. Just get my trimmer. And I'm going to keep that piece for the front piece. So hopefully now we've folded it right. Okay, so you've got your first page there, and then it opens that way as well. Okay, so what do we do next? Let me think where we're up to next. Oh, we're going to put this little flap on. Okay, I'm just again going to use this offcut rather than get some more paper. I'm just going to cut a tiny little bit off the length. I don't want it as high this time. Okay, and you just want to, I'd say about 1 inch, so I'm going to score 1 inch on this paper here. Well, I'm not even going to, I'm just going to guess, to be honest. Just going to guess. I'm going to put a score line just to make a hinge. Okay, before I do that, I'm going to make, you don't have to make this into a pocket if you don't want to. I want to, so I'm just going to put a thumb notch in there, and then I'm going to round my 2 corners. There's 1, 2, and then I'm going to put some glue along the top and the bottom. And just put that over, just give that a second to grab. Okay, and then we're going to put this piece, we're going to hinge it onto there. You could use an envelope at this point if you wanted to have a flippy out envelope. I'm just going to do what I did last time. I'm just going to put some glue on here. And I'm just going to put it on there, and then you've got that flip out at the front. Again, I'm going to round these corners. And that basically is the structure. Got the big pocket there, and then it just turns over that way as well. I think I just want to round these back corners. You could add as many pages as you want to. You don't have to do just this many. You could keep going if you wanted to add more, you know. And I think I will definitely have a go with envelopes and see how it works using envelopes. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stitch in my signatures. I'll show you what I've got. Again, I have just used this ivory paper because I've got a lot of it. I'm going to split it into 8. I'm going to have 4 signatures again. I'll show you where the signatures go now. I'll sew one in with you, and then I'll pause the camera because you don't want to sit watching me. It's a bit time consuming sewing in the signatures, because you need to make sure that you get them straight and you don't sew them to the page behind. So like I said, I'm just having 8 pages. We'll cut them down. Getting all mixed up here. Maybe up a little bit. I can't remember where I was up to now. I think it was there. Is it 1, 2? Yeah. So I've got 8. Let's just get my trimmer and let's cut them down. I'm going to cut them down 4 at a time, and then I don't make a mess. Okay, for my signatures, I'm not going to sew one in the front. I'm going to leave the front. I'm going to put one in here. You could put one in there if you wanted to. I'm going to put one here, one here, one here, and one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut them down first. Let's just measure how tall we need them. Just get my pencil just about there. So I'm going to cut them in 4s, and then I don't make a mess of it. So there's that one, and then I'm just going to use the top one. Okay, I'm just going to Okay, and then we're just going to obviously put them, I'm going to save these because these will make great little scrappy notebooks. So I'm going to put them inside each other. I think they would be nice with like digital papers in, and you know, different ledger pages and different things, but I just thought I'd do it like this for the video. I'm going to make some more. I'm going to make a couple of Christmas ones, and I'm going to do a Halloween one. Okay, so there's the first one. So I'm going to cut down the rest of the papers and then I'll be back. So I've folded all my papers ready. So like I said, I'm not going to put a signature there. My first signature is going to go in this bit here. Okay, so what we need to do, you need to just make sure you don't stitch it all together, you know, underneath. So I've got my wax linen thread. I'm just going to do 2.5 the length, 1, 2 and a bit. And I'll just grab some scissors. It's just a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. You've seen me do this hundreds of times, just stitching them in like you stitch a journal in. Okay, I could probably put a few more pages in if I'm honest. I've just got a spongy thing I'm just going to use to, so hold it in your crease. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to pin that together. Let me just get a what do you call them, paper clip. Let's just pin them pages together, then they don't keep flapping about. Okay, so I'm going to put my holes in. It's really hard for me to do this on camera because I need to get my head over. And put one there, and one there, and then I've got my needle. I'm going to go down the middle, leave some in the middle to tie off. I'm going to come up this one. It's quite easy, it's just a bit fiddly because you've got the other pages flapping about. Down the end one, just pull your thread through, just make sure you're tight at the other side, and then back up the middle. Okay, and then what I'll do then is I make sure that, let's just pull this thread through, make sure I've got a thread either side of the middle like that. I didn't need all that. I'm checking that that's not tight enough, so I'm just going to pull it a bit tighter. Oops, don't want to rip the pages, do we? Let's just have a look. Yeah, that's okay, and I just tie it in a knot that way and then a knot the other way. Come on. And then I'm just going to leave a little bit hanging. So there is our first signature sewn in. Okay, so now I'm going to pause the camera while I just sew the other signatures in, and then I shall be back. Okay guys, so I have stitched in my signatures. I don't know whether to put one in here or not. I liked that page. See, if I put a journal in here, I could still embellish the page, couldn't I? I might add a journal into this one. I'll think about it, but I might add a journal in there. So we've got the big pocket there. We've got the first insert, second insert, flip it over, the third insert and the fourth insert. So it's all about decorating and embellishing now, but I think I'm going to leave that for another video. I'll show you what I'm using. I've just been on my DigiKits. I've just printed some stuff out. I'm going to use this one for like making pockets and stuff with. This is a digital kit I bought, and it's called Alphabet Soup. It's quite grungy and vintagey looking, so I printed them off to do some pockets and different bits with. And then I'm using a kit from, well, it's 2 kits from Junk by Steph, and it's called All the Grunge, I think it is. So I've got lots of I've cut it all up. I've also got this digital kit, which is like a cabinet cards. So I've got all my ephemera there ready. So I think what I'll do is I think I'll leave it there. If you want to, you know, if you want to join in and you want to have a go. Yeah, and I'm going to decide off camera. I might sew a signature in there, to be honest. And then I'll come back and we'll embellish it all. So if I'll leave it there today then, guys. And then I know people don't like super long videos. And if I start embellishing, I'll just get carried away and want to finish it. So as always, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Take care. And I'll see you all soon in my next video. Bye for now.